Rockbridge report, Governor Tim Steele forces one of Virginia's most prominent correctional centers to close its doors. A Rockbridge farm comes to life to celebrate the 200th birthday of a man who revolutionized agriculture. Kids from around the county put on their green hats and do their part to save the environment. And why is everyone talking about Lexington all of a sudden? These stories and more on tonight's Rockbridge report.
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Rockbridge Report. I'm Cameron Steele. A Washington Lee student is home tonight after being struck by a university-operated sober ride bus on Saturday. Sophomore Liz Blackwood says the bus struck her at an off-campus party, fracturing her left hip. The accident underscores an ongoing debate about the dangers of unregulated student parties in the county. University officials say they are cooperating with police and plan to conduct an internal review of the sober ride system. Lexington gets its first paid fire and emergency medical services chief. According to the News Gazette, Tyson Dickerson will move to Lexington from College Park, Maryland, where he was the chief of the Volunteer Fire Department. He was also the chief of the Volunteer Division of the Prince George's County and Fire and EMS Department. Dickerson takes office on November 2nd. Tomorrow, a historical part of Natural Bridge will become nothing more than a memory. Rockbridge reporter Brett Holton takes you inside the decision to close the Natural Bridge Juvenile Correctional Center.
Since 1944, the Natural Bridge Juvenile Correctional Center has teemed with life, but tomorrow it closes its doors for good. Mike Hamilton, the center's director, says no one saw it coming.
We were instructed by the Department of Juvenile Justice officials that due to Governor King's budget reduction plan that this facility would be closed. It came rather abrupt and it was actually a shock to us.
The center's 71 residents have been farmed out to other facilities around Virginia, a process that wasn't easy considering the distance between centers.
If you look at where the other juvenile correctional facilities are located, we're 120 miles from those facilities for the most part.
And it's not just the former residents that feel the effects of the center's closing. The decision has already made waves in Natural Bridge's economy and Rockbridge County as a whole.
Approximately 97 people are losing their jobs. Automatically that's going to have a direct impact on the economic condition here in Rockbridge County, which, as most would probably agree, is already depressed as it is.
Natural Bridge is what is known as a step-down facility, the last stop residents make before being reintroduced into society. And for a step-down facility, Natural Bridge really is a step above the rest. It has no fences and security is minimal.
I'm sure the department will try to mimic or copy some of what we established here. It's just going to be rather difficult at some of the other settings because of how structured they are.
Hamilton says there is hope the center might reopen when Virginia's new governor takes office in January. But for now, all the people of Natural Bridge can do is wait. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Brett Holton.
Governor Kane's Assistant Press Secretary Michael Kelly just recently contacted the Rockbridge Report. In a statement, he said, "The budget was obviously passed. We realized the revenues were going to come in short. Virginia has to have a balanced budget. The governor has gone through line by line and made decisions that way. The governor has been very much into performance budgeting. He takes it case by case. The decision to close the Natural Bridge Center was not made hastily. This has been a long, deliberate, analytical process to address the shortfall. It's obviously tough times for families, tough times for businesses, which means the state is seeing reduced revenues. That was a facility that could be closed without compromising capacity. It wasn't a reflection of the work done there or the programs that were operating. It was just a facility that would address the shortfall the greatest without compromising the state's capacity numbers. Tough times means tough decisions, unfortunately." Meanwhile, Mr. Hamilton, the director of the Natural Bridge Juvenile Correctional Center, asked the Rockbridge Report to make it explicitly clear that his statements in this piece do not reflect the opinion of the Department of Juvenile Justice. On a brighter note, in Rockbridge County, the area YMCA says it is just a few months away from moving to a bigger and better location. The new facility has almost 4,000 more square feet than the current one. The Y plans to use that added space to host community events in addition to their after-school program. The Y also says it plans to request financial support for the move from the County Board of Supervisors at their meeting next Wednesday. Later on the Rockbridge Report, see why there's such a big buzz around small-town Lexington. But first, an comes to life and gears up to go green as residents celebrate the 200th birthday of one of agriculture's biggest names.